Ladies and gentlemen, Toni.
What's up? What's up? The Bay is in the building, baby. The Bay is in the building.
How's it going, man?
We are backstage at Summer Jam, and let me just start by saying, now I know you guys do a lot of radio interviews. You meet with a lot of DJs. But I will tell you, I don't think you have met a fan that is such a Toni fanatic as myself.
Really?
I own, I think, just about every single cassette single and CD single and remix and poster, and I'm the definition of a fanboy. And
that was a big statement you just said. You said cassette. You got a cassette. You got a
singles. The singles.
The singles.
We're talking about the dinosaur ages now. We're going back.
I'm gonna blow your mind.
To the
I have
BC days.
My favorite remix in the entire world is "It Never Rains in Southern California" with Raphael's rap, where he's doing the little rap there.
Oh yeah, when I'm alone or trying to be LL.
I searched I searched over 100 record stores across America to find that. I came up empty, and then around 1998, something called eBay was invented or came about.
And you found one?
And I went on eBay and I'm like, Toni remix.
Hey, that's a rare one, man.
It's there.
We did a live video of that. We did a video at the Palladium.
Okay.
In LA. I remember that. It's a trip. It never kind of came. It was. I guess it was just a promotional type of thing. You know what I mean? But it was a hot video.
I play it on my show, and it's locked in the safe, and it's one of my most prized possessions. So,
oh my God, yeah.
Really happy to see you here. Can you appease me? Can we go back real quick? Can we go back to the early '90s? And I want to talk about something specific because I want to know if these other groups, if you felt they copied your style or not. And that is, in the early 90s, you came out with these very colorful suits, right? So we're talking the revival. Yeah. And back in the R&B days, this was before everything got gangster. Things were classy. You're classy today, which is fantastic. Right. But in the late 90s, things kind of got a little gangster. Yeah. In the early 90s, you came out with these amazing, very colorful suits. And then quickly you had artists like Low Key and Portrait come out with the same. Yeah. How did you feel? Would you take it as a compliment, or did you say they're biting our style?
We took it as a compliment, man. I remember our suits were made by these two designers that were just starting out. You know what I mean? It was magic between us because they had a warehouse in L.A., you know, and they started making, it was called squarewear. If you look at all those suits, it's called squarewear. Right. And then we went into some things that were like the colorful suits. We went into some plaids. And first we started out with the polka dots, you know what I'm saying? The polka dot tuxedos and everything like that. And that was.
Now, did you give Kwame the idea, or did Kwame give you the idea?
Kwame, I'll tell you, you bit the style. Right? Right. No, real talk. No, it was all love. He was probably on the same wavelength. In fact, we were on tour together back then. So I really take it as a compliment because I remember Eddie Murphy busting some of the outfits that those designers went on to make.
Well, you've inspired me, obviously.
Yeah, I like that shirt. No, really. That's what. But the colorful thing was about.
I loved it.
We just knew, you know, we were a new group starting out, so we needed brightness to the stage. We brought our own lights, loud ass suits. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's how we looked at it. You will see us.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, when it comes to R&B, there are a lot of artists that are known for up-tempo, fast-paced, upbeat, danceable songs, and then there are others that are known for slow jams. And then you've got a group like Toni, where I can't decide which of your style is my favorite, the up-tempo stuff or the slow jams. What do you personally, forget about professionally, forget about tonight, what touches you the most when you're singing and performing?
Well, when I'm performing, of course, my favorite is feels good. It feels good, and it's euphoric. It makes everybody get up and move. Even if you want to sit down, you just can't.
I feel it in my bones.
Yeah, it has this James Brown, funky, gritty, grimy thing going on, you know. So it's dope. And the horns blowing at the same time. You just can't beat that, you know.
Got that shout music approach.
Yeah,
that's where it started
yeah.
out with that.
Right.
Makes you just want to get up and shout and move. You know?
Right.
What about you? What about you, man, Frank?
I say my favorite one would have to be blues, man. I like blues. Okay, I like because it has that hip hop with the R&B feel, sure. You know what I'm saying? And for today's listeners, we're good at blending those two energies together. So I really like performing that one, really, to tell you the truth. I love all the records.
But when we chilling with the ladies, we like to play the slow jams.
Yeah, you know, pillow.
Whatever you need and
whatever you want, of course.
And slow whining while we
Come on, man. How about, what's the favorite song you've ever done for a movie soundtrack? Because I have one filed away, and I'm going to...
Oh, no. I mean, you know, do you know how many songs we had on soundtrack?
Let's talk about Boys in the Hood soundtrack.
Ooh, just me and you. Ooh, baby.
One of my favorite soundtracks of all time was the House Party 2 soundtrack. And you were a part of House Party 2 soundtrack. I don't know what you come
to do. You know what that was? That's another song that we got inspired from church. You know what I mean? That's a church, spin off of it. That was inspired by.
So you've had inspirations from church. How about
100%.
How did Oakland play a part in your upbringing and the music? And I mean, you sing about Oakland, you brag about Oakland, you do the Oakland stroke.
Yeah.
Tell me about Oakland.
Well, see, I'm like what they call the double OG in the group. You know what I mean? One of those ones that grew up watching Sly Stone and Larry Graham and Tower of Power and all these type of groups playing in the parks, Santana and all that. So, Oakland, to me, the roots of Oakland are really strong in our music. Coming from, just approaching it with the B3 and the live guitars and that whole drum feel, and then us merging to where we merged, I guess you would say, R&B and hip-hop, because Feels Good is one of the first songs where we worked with a DJ and he put a break under it, took that shout music to a whole nother level, and that's why it makes you feel that way. So, Oakland has a lot to do with, our style, every bit, our swag and the way we approach the stage, the way we take it serious. We're very passionate about what we do. Everything, as you can see, the sound check we just did was kind of long and intense and a whole bit, but we take that serious. A lot of people don't know. It's what happens behind the scenes that really makes it go.
When I heard you guys sound check anniversary just now, I got the goosebumps.
Right.
You mentioned hip hop. I could have Googled this, but I'd rather just ask the artist. Yeah. When you have a question about a lyric, what does everybody do? They just Google it. Back in the day, you had to find the CD jacket, cassette jacket, open it up, and if the lyrics were in there,
that's what made albums and wax so dope. You know what I mean? You got a poster, you got it all. It was crazy marketing.
Feel it.
You could feel it. Yeah.
But so instead of Googling, I'm just going to ask you, because as much of a Tony fan as I am, I never Googled these lyrics. In the rap of Feels Good, is it most ladies are mellow, quite a nice fellow, or is it Mercedes are mellow? It goes, Mercedes are mellow, quite a nice fellow. Met 3 times, hit a rhyme a cappella.
Most fellas are mellow.
No, it's Mercedes, the mellow. The mellow.
Yes, Mercedes.
Quite a nice fellow.
Quite a nice.
Hit a rhyme a cappella.
A lot of people don't know.
I had the rhyme.
Like, his name is Mercedes.
That's what it is. All right, yes, okay.
And he's
good thing I don't rap.
Mo Preem. He's that's Tupac's brother.
Yeah, Mo Preem is the truth.
And that's how we ended up meeting Pac back in the day. Before his brother used to be at the studio we worked out of, and my boy Pizzo, hooked it up, and he was the DJ that got down. And Pizzo was E40's DJ, Too Shorts back in the day and all that. So we all kind of linked in Oakland.
So wait a minute. You're telling, mind is blown. You're telling me the rap from Feels Good was
Tupac's older brother.
Is your mind blown? Is anyone's mind blown? Yeah. Because I sing that all the time in the studios. Yeah. Now I know the lyrics, and now I know that Mercedes was his name.
So if you see the video, that dude that pops up and he has on one of the Tony's jackets, it was a trip because he's so hard, you know what I mean? But when he came to the video show, he's like, "Hey man, I want to get down." He put on one of the colorful suits and popped up. I was like, "Look at Mercedes, man! If you know him, you just know how cool that was." Yeah.
Wow, that is fantastic. All right, we're gonna do something for the radio. I meant to do in the beginning, but are we still recording, Len? We're still good. We're gonna record something for the radio right now, so we're still on Facebook Live. But I got off in kind of a tangent. What we're gonna do is record on the radio, and I have one more question for you. But this is for the radio. We're on Facebook Live, but this is for the radio. 3, 2, and 1. It is R-Dub. We are backstage with Toni, and sound check sounded amazing.
The sound checks be doper than the show sometimes. Man. I'm like, y'all need to show up the sound check.
If tonight's show is any, if the sound check is any glimpse of what's going to happen tonight at Valley View Casino Center for your show tonight, we'd like to welcome Toni to Valley View Casino Center. We're backstage. Why don't you guys do the official invite all of San Diego to join us? I did check up at the box office. We have a few seats left, so there are tickets left. So why don't you invite San Diego to the show tonight? Let's make it official.
We're going to make this a nice little professional drop coming straight from the fellas that you would love to want to know and party with.
Absolutely.
Toni. Check us out live out here in San Diego's venue, giving you nothing but history of R&B.
Hey.
92.5.
Come funk with us. You already know the Bay is in the building. We're going to turn this thing all the way up. So bring your dancing shoes and all that. Ladies, come on down. We're going to have that anniversary for you, that slow wine for you. We're going to turn this thing up. So come on down, man.
You already know what it is. It's going to be a very energetic show. We're going to get it moving. We want people to get out their seats, groove with us. And just, really let it feel good. Let it soak in your bones, you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
To make
so
you
let's
pump
get
it,
it, Please,
tonight, it will be raw and red.
It's going down.
Really
just
quick,
summed it up.
I have a question for the fellas from Tony. Let's take it back to the early 90s.
Yes.
And something that we're missing today, that's the R&B male group. I'm going to name some of my favorites. You guys, of course, Troop, my good friends from Pasadena, Troop. Of course, Jodeci, H-Town.
Good people.
Riff, right? Boys to Men.
Wow, he said riff.
If you're serious, Riff Guy, of course.
Guy,
if you're
but
serious,
you said
well,
riff.
right?
You pull that
Wow.
one, that's dope. Yeah.
Give me a handshake.
Surface after 7. My question, though, is
Yeah.
do you think that will ever come back? Because it's
Absolutely.
missing.
Absolutely.
It's been missing for a decade, for 2 decades.
What do you mean?
The presence of and new music, male R&B groups.
We just left LA getting the ASCAP awards for 2 songs. One's called Whatever You Need, and the other one's called On the Way.
I'm on the way. Yeah,
It's always coming back. You know what I mean? I like the new generation, how they're bringing back music and bringing back instrumentation in their production. You know what I mean?
So you feel it's coming back?
Oh, 100%.
Okay,
yes.
I'm
I mean,
patient,
people
I'm
like-
patiently waiting.
You know,
Bruno
patient-
Mars.
yeah, yeah.
Bruno Mars is opening that door. He's bringing
Bruno
that
Mars is,
R&B,
absolutely.
funk, live band thing.
Yeah.
He's bringing it
So
right
there's no
back.
reason why real artists shouldn't be doing what artists do, which is go
Absolutely.
out and perform
Work.
and uplift and motivate. You know what I mean? I always say this. People actually, well, what can I follow you? What can I follow you on? I'm like, we out there. You know what I mean? We out there. We following you.
traveling.
You know what I mean?
All right.
We follow our
Well,
followers.
I'm feeling
100%.
good now. We're gonna feel
Yes,
good
sir.
tonight. We're live tonight at Valley View Casino
Woo.
Center backstage, and Tony on stage tonight with Coolio and Belle Biv DeVoe,
Hey.
and Robin S and the 69 Boys and Tag Team and SWV and so many
That's a lot of
more.
history.
Come on,
Nice
it's a lot
and
of
Frank,
goodness.
D, Wayne, Wiggs.
Absolutely.
You already know.
Our
Tony,
band is
Tony,
out there
Tony
still
up in his
keeping
thing, man.
it hot for the stage tonight. Valley View, you are going to get it.
Come rock with us,
100%.
Valley. Y'all know what this is. This is not a game.
We are going to see.
We're here to give y'all the business.
Always ready.
Beautiful. And Billy, that's a wrap for the radio. Billy's back at the control tower, kind of editing everything together. And we'll wrap it up on Facebook Live. Actually, let me see if we have any questions from the crew here. In the meantime, so you remember the group Riff?
Yes. I don't remember them intensely, but there's so many. When you brought that up, I think about so many people that we, started out with. We've been doing this 30 years. So it's a lot of people that we saw come in with a
30 years.
number one on this, that, and the other, and then
30 years.
I'm like, whoa. We've always been that type of group that just stayed steady in who we are, even when they wanted to consider us New Jacks. We're not. We just, we're blues, and with a little bit of hip hop
Timeless.
twist.
Yeah.
Trendsetters.
We do us
Trendsetters.
100%. We're blues, but Teddy Riley did sprinkle us with one track.
All right, I love it. I have a
Shout
question
out
from
Teddy.
Angela National City
Got
is here, and she says, can you please, well, she wants it from you guys. She says that it's her anniversary tonight with her husband, Michael.
Okay.
They're coming to the show. It's their 22nd anniversary, and they'll be celebrating. So can Angela and Michael get a shout-out from you guys? And she's watching you right now.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes. Angela. And Michael.
Angela Michael, yeah.
Angela Michael. We want to say happy anniversary to you
anniversary.
and yours, and wishing you the best. And tonight, this is going to be dedicated to you.
Absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely.
Carla says, hi, Tony. Stephanie Trio says, let's get down.
Let's get down.
Lisa's
let's
on
get
here.
down.
Okay, Chemo says, well, I know you guys, we were talking about this earlier. You guys must get asked this all the time. But, hey, it's always a good question. Chemo Anderson says, since your names obviously aren't, none of y'all names are Tony, never been. What inspired the name? I read somewhere that it was a joke in the beginning? Or
Hit him the way.
It was
Got a
kind of a
stuttering
joke that
problem.
we were playing on a roommate, buddy of mine. We used to always jam at the house, and a buddy of mine would always show up and had a guitar. He really couldn't play, but he got all the girls and stuff, and he stood around us and so we came up with a name. Whenever he showed up, we'd be like, "Here come Tony, honey, Tony," and he'd walk in and he's like, "All right, y'all, what y'all talking about me?" You know what I mean? We call him Tony, like his first name Tony, middle name Tony,
Right.
last name Tony.
where is he today?
Oh, he's somewhere different. He's on a little vacation. Wow. Staycation.
Okay, all right.
Staycation.
But that was Oakland in those days.
Okay.
Cecilia Gomez says, you are the reason she's coming to Summer Jam, by the way. You were the
out.
reason.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
Let's see, Louisa. I mean, a lot of hundreds and thousands of folks on here. Carla. We'll wrap it up with this. Carla Simmons says, "Where is the show? Where is the show?" Carla.
Valley View Casino.
What do you mean?
Casino.
Casino Center. Don't
Center.
go to the
Right
casino.
Yeah.
Casino Center.
Casino's awesome, but we're at the
Right,
Casino
right,
Center,
right.
which is on
Center.
Sports Arena
We
Boulevard.
apologize.
There you go.
Excellent.
We in Dago, man. We
casino,
here.
lose all their money.
Come on and
they
get
can't
some.
come to a Tony show.
Actually, you win at Valley View.
Hey.
Valley View has some loose slots.
Yeah.
I'm just
For
throwing it
real?
out there. If you want to go to a casino, you want to go to The buffet too. All you can eat lobster. By the way,
That's one thing I do love.
all you can eat lobster at Valley View. I'm just saying.
Oh, they're gonna have trouble with me.
So
Yeah.
maybe we'll hit it up
He's a
after the show
lobster guy
tonight.
for sure.
All right, well, guys, let you go back to the hotel and relax and chill for a little bit, and then we'll see you back here tonight for the show. Thank you guys so much for appeasing a fanboy. I really appreciate it,
Come on,
man.
man. Thank you for
Tony,
being
Tony,
there.
Tony,
you,
bro.
man.
I love y'all.
You are a true fan. You've been down for that
Magic
long.
92.5.